Now we are back today with this situation where I had pocket kings against a small pocket pair and things got crazy. Before we get into that, got some other situations to go over here, and just to give you a little background on myself, I've been playing this game for a couple decades. I basically play a few times per week, and I like to share some of the different situations and just kind of my thought process for how I approach playing. I don't have a strategy, right? I understand all the different strategies, GTO, ABC, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, there's two things you got to understand about this game. The first is it's all about making good decisions. And the other thing is you just got to outplay the opponents at your table. You don't really need to overcomplicate it, because that is just, it's just the reality of the situation, guys. Also, I want to point this out. If you're maybe hitting a wall, just kind of struggling, whatever stake you're currently playing, we got an awesome community that's going to be in the pinned comment. You can talk with me one-on-one as well as some of their high-level members, and I think it'll help you out if you're trying to level your game up and just, kind of take things to that next level. Also, if you guys could tap the like, and let's get right into this, okay? Now, I don't know why I limped right here, but I did for whatever reason. I was also going to say grab a bottle of water, some Gatorade, maybe some coffee as we're getting into this, because I want you guys to sit back and enjoy it, and we're just going to, go over some of the different things that happened in this one. If you have any questions, comments, things like that, feel free to message me below and I'll get back to you. But yeah, we're doing this right here, okay? All right, so I just checked this over. I played it so passive that I just kind of felt like I had to, so that's kind of what I did here. Anyways, now I ended up losing to 10-9 suited. Kind of weird he had hearts right there, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. All right, next hand we had a king, queen. We were in the big blind here. Not a bad hand to have in the big blind. I'll take it. I will take it, y'all. All right, so player 5 is going to kick this up to the 1250 piece, and obviously we're going to defend. Now, I'm not going to raise this. There's really no reason to. If I was suited, I'd consider that, but we're not suited here. I'm just going to make the call. All right, so we did hit top pair. We're blocking the hearts, because we have a heart. You should be thinking like this as well when you're playing, guys. What am I blocking, Some other hands we're blocking here, king 10. We have a king, so we could be blocking that. I just called here. Turn card was a good one. It was a blank. Doesn't really change a whole lot. Really, the only thing to be worried about here would probably be ace queen. That would not be fun, but it's not like we're going to be going anywhere here anyways. Now, he checked it to the river here, so I definitely felt like we were good at this point. And going for a little bit of value at this point, kind of feel like you got to do it, right? So that's kind of what I was thinking here. Almost looks a little bit bluffy. I figured if player 5 has a jack, he's probably going to make this call because all the draws missed, all the straight draws, So that's what I was thinking anyways. All right, back over to player 5. He is going to let the clock run down on this a little bit, but, ultimately you can't really blame him if he makes the call here, if he's got a jack especially. Just because all the draws missed, man. And you guys can pretty much see that clear here. All right, anyways, here we go. He really let this run down. I think he did make the call, though. Let's see. Pretty sure he did anyways. All right, he did. Worked out for us. I'm going to pat myself on the back for that one, and we took it down. So, pretty cool. All right, next hand with an 8-7 offsuit. I think I might have played this one. I'm not sure. I was in the small blind. Maybe I raised with it. Yeah, I think I raised it. All right, so player 4 to defend here. Now, I kind of got to keep telling my story. I'm going to continue with the 8-7 offsuit. He called pretty quick. It's pretty hard for me to continue bluffing here. I mean, I could, but I think we're still going to, a lot of weak aces are probably going to call here. I raised the white flag, guys. I just raised the white flag, It is what it is. Plus a 4 got there. I mean, this was a really bad board. He had a pair of queens. I don't know. I mean, maybe if I put out a really large sizing there, maybe he just folds, but I don't think it was worth it, to be honest. And you should be thinking about that as well. If you feel like, if I feel like I can get a bluff through on somebody, believe me, I'm going to do it. But other times, if I feel like it might not work out, I'm not going to do it. It's very situational, but, especially in that spot right there, I just felt like I wasn't going to be able to get it through. So I just left it alone. Anyways. All right, so folded the queen four. Yeah, for the most part, too, I was playing pretty tight. I wasn't really doing anything too out of line just yet. 7-9 offsuit, we're going to be folding this. We ain't playing no 7-9 off. No, sir. No, sir. All right, back over to player 5, re-raise player 6. Player 5 just put in a position raise, and, it is what it is. So, not really up a whole lot just yet, but we are just getting warmed up. All right, here we had a 5-3 suited. We got the hearts, of course, Got the hearts. All right, so we're in the small blind here. I'm expecting a position raise from player 2, which he did. Now I could re-raise this. I was kind of thinking about it, but I didn't. I just made the call back over to player 4, and we're gonna see a flop. All right, not exactly the flop we wanted to see, but we do have some runner possibilities here for straights, flushes. Some kind of weird stuff going on here. So I'm not going to fold just yet. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. All right, so I continued here. I think player 4 is also going to call, so we're going to go 3 ways to the turn. All right, turn card was a 9 of diamonds. Now, really, the only way we could take this down is bluffing at this point. I mean, and I'm kind of 50-50 on it, if I'm being honest. I'm not really sure which way I'm going to go just yet. Now, we did get to the river. He checked it, so he was playing this pretty passive, and I think that if I went large enough here, I could get this guy off of it. So I did go a little large here. I'm basically representing a flush or a straight. I mean, those are really the only two things here. I think if he's got just one pair, he's probably just not going to call this. And that's kind of what I was thinking. And he folded it. So, he let it go. And we took it down with the 5-3 suited special. All right, next I with a queen jack, starting to heat up a little bit here now. I am going to open to the 1250 piece. We are going to get re-raised. Getting re-raised with the queen jack offsuit, it's kind of, you got to play a little bit of defense with this. I mean, you're going to have to just navigate it if you do make a call, And that's kind of how I approach this. Sometimes I'll just fold this. It just depends. Like I said, a lot of the time it's just situational. I usually have a plan in my head at least. If somebody's been playing tight, maybe they've been opening a little bit more. We could also put player 4 on maybe some like ace-king type of hands as well. And I mean, queen jack, even though we have an offsuit here, it's still connected. So we could still hit some straights and things like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna call here. And we did hit top pair, but I am still gonna be playing this cautious because he did re-raise. So there are still some hands you could have that are beating us at this point. So just kind of like defense, I was expecting him to continue. He did. Turn card was butter, okay? Straight butter on the turn. All right, back over to player 4, who I am expecting to probably continue here. If he's got a queen, he didn't. River card was a 7. That was actually a really good card because we're blocking the hearts. We have the queen of hearts. So at this point, I am very confident this guy is about to lose. I put in a pretty meaty sizing here of the of 150 on the river. Probably went a little bit too large here, if I'm being honest, but I kind of just did it. Sometimes you just make a play and you just kind of go with it. I probably should have gone maybe half that sizing, but it's all good. You know, it's all good. We'll deal with it. All right, next I went an ace 10 off. It's so funny. I always say this, man. Ace 10 off, ace jack off, just two of the trickiest hands to play. Now, I just folded this. I didn't even want to play it. I mean, I didn't even want to play it. I just let it go. So, folded it. All right, anyways, staying disciplined at this point, playing pretty good, making some decent plays. Going to be folding this queen deuce. But we do have a big pocket king hand coming up here, so don't go anywhere, y'all. Don't go anywhere. All right, pretty easy fold. On to the next one. All right, and the next one is pocket kings. All right, so we got there. We got here already. Now, this was just a bizarre situation with pocket kings. No other way to say it. It was very bizarre, but let's get through it here. So I'm going to open here, hoping somebody's got something to re-raise this at this point. I don't really care what it is, you know. There's so many times where you end up, you know, getting it all on a jam when somebody has like an ace king. Every once in a while you'll run into pocket queens. Obviously, pocket aces is still a possibility too, but you're really never thinking that when you have kings, right? I mean, it's kings, second best hand. But we are gonna, it's gonna come back over to player 6. I think 4, yeah, player 4 folded here. Player 5, he might have made a call. Let's see. Just bear with me here. Okay, no, he folded and player 6 is going to make a call. Now, this flop was just, I mean, we don't really have any worries on this flop. It's very safe. I'm going to go for a continuation here. You know, and you got to remember, this guy was in the big blind. He just defended. Something felt a little bit off, but I didn't, I kind of just stayed with the aggression here. And there are those times, and this was just such a weird hand. There's just those times where, you know, things happen and, you know, you got to play your hand the way you're going to play your hand, right? And I don't always get it right, but we've got kings. What are we going to worry about here? All right, it's going to come back over to player 6. He is going to end up raising this, which is kind of weird. I mean, let's think about some of the hands he could have. I guess possibly some 2 pairs. Maybe he called with 5-6, Jack 5, Jack 6. Those are obviously hands that we could be thinking about here because he is in the big blind. Maybe he defended with like a Jack 5 suited or a Jack 6 suited. I don't know. Those are just some of the things that are going on in my head here when we get raised. Wasn't a really big raise, you know? And I just kind of fast played this. I didn't want to just call. I didn't want to do that, so I just kind of fast played it. If he's got 2 pair, he's got 2 pair. It's not like we're drawing dead, but I don't know. Something just didn't feel right here, right? But we've got kings. I mean, we've got kings. What else am I going to say to you guys? We've got kings here. So here we are. Didn't expect this, and I think you guys are just going to be like, are you kidding me? But here we are. Pocket 5s versus pocket kings, and look at the turn card. I mean, right in the nick of time, we're just dodging quads at this point. I didn't expect that. Like I said, I thought worst case scenario there was probably 2 pair, you know, or maybe he just folds there. I just wanted to fast play kings, but that turn card was just something, guys. But I want to reiterate this one more time. I mean, I hope you guys are enjoying what I'm putting out. I'm always playing, so I'm always going to be posting. But like I said, if you're hitting a wall, kind of stuck, or just struggling with anything, the emotions, moving up, anything, man, get in the community, in the pin comment. A lot of good stuff in there. And if you want to level up, man, it is what it is. Oh, all right. Anyways, thanks, guys. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.